Good evening and get ready, Mid-Michigan. The storm of the season is on its way. I'm Lauren Thompson here with Chief Meteorologist David Young. So David, all eyes are on you tonight. I know you can feel it. So exactly what are we looking at out there?
Yeah, the pressure's definitely on. But I think you're right, Lauren. This is the biggest storm of the season we've seen, and it's on the way. Take a look at the satellite and radar first. Things are relatively quiet out there right now. We've got some rain showers to our east or to our west, and as that moves in, it's bringing in even warmer air with it initially, but then things will begin to cool down. So it's rain for the evening hours. We have a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory in effect, however. Lansing, St. Johns, south through Charlotte, over towards Mason, Jackson, winter storm warning to the north, a winter weather advisory in effect for Montcalm, Gratiot, as well as Ionia counties, and this is in effect for tomorrow and Thursday as well. We'll get more into that coming up.
Josh Sanchez is here for you now, live from Grand Ledge, with how MDOT crews are preparing to keep our major highways clear. Josh?
Lauren, the rain is already starting here at one of several MDOT garages in our region. And from Clinton County over to Jackson, we'll have 90 of those massive plow trucks on the road clearing snow. But what about ice? That depends on how cold it is. MDOT might change what they put on the roads, but for the most part, an MDOT official says that each year they have 500,000 tons of salt ready to go. He also says that it's all hands on deck for crews.
We have 2 shifts and that are going to man, they'll do 12-hour shifts for the 24 hours to make sure that we have enough drivers and we have enough trucks out, keeping the road safe for you throughout this storm.
He says that the department expects harder conditions down in Jackson, and if mower trucks are needed, crews will be moved from clearer spots down to harder hit areas. Here for you at the Grand Ledge Garage, Josh Sanchez, 6 News.
Well, as trucks prep to hit the roads, schools are keeping a close eye to see the progress that they're making to help determine whether or not they'll be open or call a snow day tomorrow. But with so much of school recently moving online, if students are home, will they get a true snow day, or are we talking about virtual learning? Well, 6 News reporter Tony Garcia is here for you now with more on that. Tony?
Yeah, Lauren, bouncing back and forth from in-person to online isn't easy, but after doing it for nearly 2 years now, the infrastructure is certainly in place to do so it can happen relatively seamlessly. But our question was, will that ruin the good old-fashioned snow day? And I think students are going to like the answers that I heard today.
Whether it's students, teachers, or administrators, every year, this one just hits different.
It's one of those things that the first snow day is kind of magical for everybody. And so it'll be fun to see how tomorrow works out.
It's been a long road for everybody involved in public schools across the state. With COVID outbreaks, online school, and general fatigue, there's no denying a good old-fashioned snow day would help with morale.
It would be a welcomed break, day off for many people, for many of our kids and many of our staff, but I'll only do it if the conditions support doing that.
So, was that confirmation that a snow day will in fact not be an online learning day?
We for now are holding with traditional snow days, the way you and I knew them, and the way our kids and even our adults know them.
How about in Jackson?
We do have that ability to go virtual, but that's not our go-to line on a snow day. Candidly, our kids look forward to snow days. You know, they want them to, they want to get outside and play, and our teachers look forward to snow days.
Lako says East Lansing hasn't used any of its 6 allotted bad weather days, and they don't want to go online as long as they can help it.
Once kids are home, they don't have the same opportunities to get online and learn. You know, if we have kids, all of our kids at home, some of the older kids are responsible for watching younger kids.
So I had to ask, even as superintendents, are we rooting for this snow day?
I'm going to say yes, only in the context that I think I've got about 3,000 texts and emails from students and teachers going, is it going to be a snow day? And I keep telling them, don't jinx it, don't jinx it. But if I don't say yes, I promise you I've got about 3,000 people that are coming after me.
Now, I did just learn last hour that Ann Arbor schools had declared tomorrow an online learning day. And also about 30 minutes ago, I learned that Jackson Public Schools has officially now declared it a snow day. So it looks like no jinx from Superintendent Beal there. But it does go to show that the snow day, as we knew it, is in danger in a few places. Lauren?
All right, interesting stuff. Thanks, Tony. Well, this storm will definitely mean a lot of shoveling for many people. It's an activity that could take hours. So tonight we have some tips to help you stay safe and healthy while you are out clearing the snow. So shovel smarter, not harder. Experts say push or pull the snow out of the way instead of lifting it whenever possible. Experts also say it's important to take breaks every 15 to 20 minutes to head inside to hydrate and warm up. And of course, you're going to want to dress for the occasion, so wear lightweight, warm layers. Make sure you cover your neck, mouth, and nose. Well, hardware stores were certainly the place to be today ahead of this storm. Home Depot in Okemos said they were stocked with things like salt, shovels, ice melt, and snow blowers. Around 4 o'clock, though, the store was pretty empty. The manager says he expects things to pick right back up around this time, and they're ready. They'll have what you need.
A lot of speculation around 6 to 10 inches. Some areas they say close to 16 inches. So we're making sure that we have all of our storm goods down and making sure our community is going to be taken care of by providing them with the services we offer.
For more tips, you can head to our website, WLNS.com. Crews are standing by. School districts across the area have canceled classes, and shelves at hardware stores are bare. Much of the state is under warnings and advisories tonight. 6 News reporter Josh Sanchez is here for you now with a look at what's happening here in the Capital Region. Josh?
Lauren, it's been a busy day for road crews preparing to clear the streets, as well as local plow companies scheduling for tomorrow. And one store owner told me he too has a long to-do list as customers scramble to buy or repair their snowblowers ahead of the storm.
We still have a few snowblowers left, so we sold quite a few of them today. It was great for the business. It was great to kind of have that influx of people. It was nice seeing everybody.
John Brown has owned Midwest Power Equipment in Okemos for more than 20 years. During that time, he says he's seen many winter storms, and one thing seems to happen nearly every time: a rush to get parts and to buy new equipment. That rush had him quickly turn around his showroom from spring equipment back to winter tools.
Well, most people are out of stock right now, so I feel lucky just to have what we have.
Brown says he and his team are planning to work through the storm, servicing, preparing, and delivering snowblowers. But getting the roads clean for that delivery is up to road crews like those over at MDOT. Aaron Jenkins is with MDOT's University Region Office. It covers 9 counties from Clinton down to Jackson. He says crews have 500,000 tons of salt ready to help thaw icy roads, and crews will be working 12-hour shifts to keep streets clean.
Although sometimes you get a little bit more snow, sometimes you get a little bit less, but it's nothing that they haven't seen before, so they know exactly what to expect.
Some residents facing the task of digging out tomorrow are reaching out to landscapers and contractors. Some local business owners got calls for help all day. Justin Sangster has been a licensed contractor for nearly 3 years. He says he's glad to see the extra business, but his busy schedule may leave some buried in the snow longer than others.
I mean, I think when I say this, coming from any contractor's perspective, you wait till the last minute, we might be booked and we might not get to you till Friday.
Another contractor suggests customers should call ahead to see if appointments are still available. And as for schools, at last check, there are almost 100.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News this morning.
Good morning, Mid-Michigan. It's Wednesday, February 2nd. I'm Kiara Lake.
And I'm Jorma Duran. Thanks for joining us.
And we're here for you now with this morning's top stories.
Well, with the impending snowstorm now hitting mid-Michigan, we have our 6 News team standing by live for complete coverage. And we're here for you now with additional coverage of today's snowstorm, but this time outside.
That's right. We're going out now live to 6 News meteorologist Kendall Wilson, who is in front of our 6 News studio. Kendall, how's it looking out there so far?
Hey, Jorma and Kiara. So outside right now, you can already see that some snowflakes have already begun to fall. This started just around an hour ago, but we're already seeing some trace amounts of accumulations on the ground. Now, the concern that I do have is that we did see some rain showers earlier this morning. All of that is going to freeze, so we're going to have to deal with some icy patches on the road, plus some snow on top of that. The good news is we've already seen a couple of salt trucks out here already, but again, if you do have the option of staying home as we had throughout the day, a good idea to do so, because again, these accumulations are going to pick up fairly fast. So again, if you do have to head out on the roads, make sure that you are extra careful. You're going to want to give yourself around 15 extra minutes to actually get outside and be extra cautious on the roadways today, because it's going to be pretty hectic out here once things do begin to pick up.
So joining us now live from the road is 6 News reporter Michael Thomas.
Yeah, he's got a lot more details about what it looks like out right now. Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. We're right now in downtown Lansing. We're going to get off the car and let's show you some of these roads. And actually, there is somebody who's already out here salting. I just spoke with him. His name was Nick. Now, he's been out here for a little bit, but take a look at these roads. Our photographer, Chris, is going to give you that live look. They're a little bit slippery, obviously, and we've got some slickness to it. A little bit of a light dust, not too much, but it is very wet and very moist. And, I wish I knew where Nick had gone, but he told me he just got out here right now. I'm trying to find him. Oh, there he is down there. Let's zoom in on him. He's been out here for the past 15-20 minutes or so. He's already salting. We've seen a lot of different snow plows and everything. I spoke with the Ingham County Road Commission yesterday, and the woman in charge told me that she was actually planning to have people out between 5 and 6 this morning, and they're going to be working all day. We spoke with MDOT as well yesterday late afternoon. They're going to be working 12-hour shifts, making sure that the roads are clear. And again, right now it's just a very light dust. You can see my hands are going to get very dirty. Not too much, but still a little something like a slushy, right? But I'll send it back to you guys in studio, and I'm going to go talk to Nick and see what he has to say, how much salt he's using. Live this morning in Lansing, Michael Thomas, 6 News.
The weather is our top story at noon. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for watching today. Scooch, scooch. I'm Kiera Lake. Well, we have team coverage from around mid-Michigan, but we begin with meteorologist Blake Harms. Blake, we've been tracking stuff all morning. How much snow do we have now?
Yeah, well, I just want to mention that we started off with rain this morning, and now we are seeing widespread snow falling across mid-Michigan. Here's a live look at St. John's, but you can see the snow is just absolutely pummeling much of Clinton County, and that's the case across mid-Michigan. As we take a look at satellite radar, you see yet another round of some moderate to heavy snow about to work its way into much of mid-Michigan, and that's going to continue here over the next several hours. Plenty more where that came from. We're getting some reports near Chicago, close to 10 inches in some locations. We're already getting close to that in a few spots, and we're going to continue to rack up those totals. Winter storm warning remains in effect until 7 a.m. tomorrow for much of mid-Michigan. An additional 4 to 8 inches of snow expected through the day today. Precision Cast shows the snow really not winding down until we get into late this evening and the early part of the overnight. At that point, we should begin to dry things out. But again, not before we expect an additional several inches of accumulation, especially down towards the state line. So we already have several inches here at the station. Roads are a mess. It's only going to continue through the afternoon and into this evening.
Yeah, things were so bad, this guy had to pick me.
That's true. We saw someone not having very much luck over by the Dunkin' Donuts.
Not too much. Yeah. And if you have been out, you know the roads are a mess and getting worse. So meteorologist Kendall Wilson, she's been following the weather and traffic conditions all morning, and she joins us now live. She's actually outside of the station. And Kendall, how's it going out there?
Well, Kiera, we've been dealing with these snow showers, which have been pretty heavy at times throughout nearly the entire morning thus far. We were able to measure the accumulated snowfall outside of the station here around about an hour ago, and we had 5 inches of snowfall yet. We're going to pull up Traffic Tracker here in just a minute so we can show you the conditions on the roads, and it's getting pretty dicey out there. We have major slowdowns on nearly every freeway here in mid-Michigan. So, again, some reminders if you do have to go into work and are unable to stay home today, a reminder to dust off the roof of your car, back windshield, and your front windshield before you actually head out on the roads. Again, major slowdowns on the roadways, and this will continue as we head throughout the rest of the day today. Winds are going to pick up, and again, these snow showers are going to persist around about throughout the whole day, maybe even until the morning hours tomorrow. So we are going to have some reduced visibility at times. Again, this isn't the type of snow that you're going to need to go down in the bunker for, something you should be aware of nonetheless. Again, we are looking at some widespread accumulations across the board for mid-Michigan. So again, make sure you're extra safe if you do have to head out today.
All right, Kendall, we appreciate it. You can come on in and warm up now. Well, down in Jackson, the snow has been coming down since early this morning and doesn't show any signs of letting up just yet. So our 6 News reporter, Tony Garcia, he's been there all day. He actually spoke with a city spokesman about what the city's doing. I can barely see you out there in the snow, Tony. What's going on?
Yeah, good afternoon, Kiera. We are having fun here at Cascades, but like you said, there has been snow, no major accumulation, but in case you can tell, and I don't know if you can even see my face, it's not letting up anytime soon. And just driving down here, as you've been mentioning throughout the broadcast, roads have been extremely slick. And because of that, the city of Jackson has declared a snow emergency that went into effect earlier today and is scheduled to go into the middle of the weekend. So what does that mean for residents? It's that they cannot park their cars along the side of the streets. And that way, snow plows can get through. And the City of Jackson Public Information Officer told me that all 10 of the city's plows are out and about this morning, trying to get the streets in drivable conditions, and keeping the roads clear helps do that process.
Yeah, it's really all hands on deck to clear the streets and make sure everyone can get around safely. And when there is an emergency declared, then that means if you have a vehicle that's on the street that's parked and it's blocking the safe passage of a plow or salt truck, that we can tow your vehicle and be impounded at the car owner's expense. And you could also get a $100 fine slapped on top of that. So that just really shows the seriousness of what's going on.
All right, and I am scheduled to speak with one of those plow drivers today. We're actually going on ride-along later today, so we're going to bring you all the behind-the-scenes coverage. But it's not just bad snows. In case you can't see these kids behind me, it's a snow day, and we're out here having fun on the hills. So I promised them I would go down on a jump, so here goes nothing. Here for you live in Jackson, Tony Garcia. Oh, boy, 6 News. Go Blue.
All right, Tony, I don't know about a ride-along, but that looks like a sled-along to me.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
Well, Michigan is certainly catching up for lost time. After a slow start to the winter, a storm system has dropped up to a foot of snow in some spots. And this weather is our top story tonight at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Thompson. Sherry is off tonight. I'm here with Chief Meteorologist David Young. And David, this is something we've been talking about for days, and it's here now, and it's snowing and snowing and snowing.
Yeah, we were ½ foot below average before this storm. Now we're above average, safe to say.
Well, it's been snowing all day in Jackson, and the heavy stuff continues to come down tonight. City officials there say their #1 priority is clearing the roads and keeping them safe for residents. Our 6 News reporter Tony Garcia has been out in the snow all day in Jackson. And Tony, it sounds like you went behind the scenes too.
Yeah, that's right, Lauren. Well, first things first. I heard David was asking about my safety in the 5. No worries. Here I am. I'm all right. But as far as the roads go, you're certainly right. It doesn't matter who you are. We all rely on city workers to help us get safely from A to B. And as you said, I went behind the scenes today, and I found out just how much work goes into something like this when there is a heavy snowfall.
Long days start early in the morning and go until it quits snowing or get the people home.
But first things first, when you're salting the roads, you got to get the salt.
There's 5,000 tons of salt in this barn when it's empty, when it's full.
Every truck has to come back once an hour to fill up, and on a day like Wednesday, that's every truck.
As far as the city's response goes, it's all hands on deck at our Department of Public Works. I just talked to the Department of Public Works director, and he says that we have all 10 of our trucks out right now clearing streets.
Once the trucks are out, it's just going in order and getting the priorities done first.
But when it's snowing like this, you have to do the majors until you get them clean, and then we work on the locals probably tomorrow.
And he's got all the buttons right at his fingertips.
Is that how you raise and lower the plow?
Yeah, right here. And then this is my salter that turns it on.
For a major event like today, the planning begins well ahead of time.
On Monday, we started getting trucks around, fixing the trucks, make sure all the front plows and everything, just in case we got 20 inches of snow. You have to be prepared for whatever you got.
And Stoller says one of the best parts is the appreciation and thanks that he gets.
We have a lot of great public people. They're happy to see us clean the roads so they can get around. If we're not out here, they're not getting around.
Yeah, and I also spoke with the director of Public Works, and he told me that one of the keys, if he could tell anyone anything, it's that if the side roads were just completely clear of cars, they could get all this work done in about half the time. So maybe wait till the next commercial, and if your car's still on the road, move it off, get it in the driveway so you can help them. As for us here in Jackson, me and my photographer Dan Ray, we will be here tonight at 6 News at 11 and 6 News in the morning tomorrow. So we'll try to stay warm. Here for you live in Jackson, Tony Garcia, 6 News.
6 News meteorologist Jim Geyer is out on the roads right now. He's here for you now live with an update on driving conditions. Jim, where are you and how's it looking?
Well, we just passed Mason right now. We're heading northward on 127, and right now the road isn't all that great. In fact, you can see it's basically just two ruts as we're all lining up in that, and then moving to the north and to the south in that. But at least we're doing okay on that. We're doing anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour. Not too bad considering what it looks like here. And it is still snowing here, so this is going to be quite a charge to get this all cleared up. We did see a couple of trucks out already. They're still working at it, so just make sure you give them lots of space to get some of this snow out of here. We'll continue to keep an eye on that for you. Right now, just north of Mason, I'm Jim Geyer, 6 News.
All right, thank you for that update, Jim.
496 was a wreck earlier today. How about out there tonight? We head over to meteorologist Jim Geyer. He is live right now on 496. Jim, how are things looking outside?
Well, it's not good at all on 496, which is where I am right now. You can see there's more snow than anything on the road right now. A few areas you can see where it has been scraped a little bit, but it looks pretty bad. It's also rather slick, too. We're only going about 35 to 40 miles per hour.
And while the snow has slowed here in Lansing, it is still coming down in Jackson. 6 News reporter Tony Garcia has been there all day. He's here for you now with a look at the evening in Jackson.
Yeah, good evening, Lauren. I guess what they say is it's not how you start, it's how you finish, because the snow started a little slower than we expected this morning, but I mean, look at the totals on that car right there. It's up to about a foot right now, I'd say, and it's still coming down and looks like it will for the foreseeable future. And as you may know by now, the city has declared a snow emergency. That started this morning and runs through noon on Saturday.
Well, as the snow continued to fall today, communities were stepping up to help their neighbors. 6 News reporter Luke Snyder is here for you now with a look at how a couple of MSU students got out their shovels to lend a helping hand.
Hoping we're bridging that gap between the community and the students.
Adam Green is an MSU student, and today he put down his textbooks and picked up a shovel. It's all a part of what he calls University Services, a group made up of MSU students who are looking to one day become entrepreneurs. But for now, they're picking up small, everyday jobs to make a few extra bucks and help out people in the community.
You'd be surprised how hard it is to hire local contractors, or it's too expensive, their jobs are too small for these people. We're students, it doesn't really matter what size, shape, or type of job it is. We're ready, we're available.
There are 15 students in the group, and today they shoveled more than 30 homes, with a hope to soon help hundreds more. And for students like Mark Bassett, today he won't just be picking up a shovel.
I've got a tech help job later this afternoon, done some cleaning jobs for people, help people clean out their garages and stuff. And really it's just, you know, hard work is rewarding, and it pays off.
Green says on this snowy day, he hopes families are.
I hope they're warm inside and having a good sip of coffee, you know, whatever it takes for them. For us, it's exciting just to know we can help the community. And one day, hopefully, we can give back to students as well who want to make that extra money.
Green says he plans to use the extra cash to help pay for food and textbooks and avoid any unnecessary debt that comes with being a college student. Here for you in East Lansing, Luke Snyder, 6 News.
And it was a top 10 of all-time snowfall total for Lansing.
Oh yeah, the highways and interstates are looking pretty good this morning, and that's thanks to state and county road crews, but some side streets are still snow-packed.
Yeah.
So joining us now live is 6 News reporter Michael Thomas.
Yeah, he's traveling around to show us some of the aftermath. Good morning, Michael. Where are you right now?
Yes, I am. And you know, I'm in Grand Ledge. I'm right off of Jefferson and Sumner Street, and you just missed, they were salting right now, of course, right before, right? But take a look. This is Sumner. It's right off of the main road in Jefferson. You can see they've already cleared through, and we have seen multiple plows come through, and they also went through salting. But you can see right here coming off the main road, there's still a lot of snow that your car may get stuck in. So we did drive through the entire area around downtown. For the most part, all of these streets are pretty much cleared out. There still are very slippery area, and there's still a good amount of snow, but you'll see these chunks that are still in the entrance and the exits. But for the most part, right here in Grand Ledge this morning, all the main streets are clear. I stopped one of the snow plows who was salting, then the salter behind him. Both of them said they've been working all morning and they're continuing to work, but they did say for the most part they have everything in this area covered. There's a couple more streets that they need to go through, but if you're in Grand Ledge this morning and you're heading out, you should be okay, but don't quote me because maybe there could be one small side street that's not, but for the most part they're all pretty cleared out. But again, just lots of snow on the sidewalk. But yeah, that's where we're at next. Coming up next, I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Maybe Portland, maybe Potterville. Audrey Dahlgren, maybe she can show me the farm where her family's from. I don't know, but I'll send it back to you in studio live this morning in Grand Ledge. Michael Thomas, 6 News.
6 News reporter Tony Garcia has been there since yesterday. Tony, it sounds like the worst of it is behind us.
Yeah, Kiera, that's exactly right. And as far as getting these roads set, when it's a storm like this, you got to have those priorities, right? That's why yesterday they were focused on the highways, sort of the main trunk lines, those major corridors and downtown areas. And when we were out today, those were all cleared, but the side roads still not so much. However, we're on a side street right now, and as you can see, I mean, yes, there is some snow on the ground, but honestly, it is quite drivable and plowed out compared to today. But what they are asking people not to do is what you're going to see right over here is cars on the side of the road. Because we are in a snow emergency, they are asking all the cars to get off the side of the road.
Lansing was hit by 13.3 inches of snow yesterday. That's the 6th largest snowfall for the area ever recorded. Tonight, the city snowplows are busy clearing the roads. Sarah Alsha is here for you now live in one of Lansing's neighborhoods where the plows are getting to work. Sarah?
Lauren, I'm in the Old Everett neighborhood in Lansing. This is actually one of several different neighborhoods in this city that are the primary focus of city plows. Actually, it's the only one at the moment that's been completed by city plows according to their website. We've seen a lot of cars drive through, no problem. City officials say they have more than 440 miles of streets to plow and only around 20 plows to do it. They tell me drivers are working 16-hour shifts right now trying to get these streets cleared. The city also has a snowplow map where people can check out the progress of their neighborhood. The red shows areas that have not been plowed, blue shows ones that are in progress, and green shows what's complete. The director of public service for Lansing says it shouldn't be much longer before everything is in green.
The major streets are fairly clear now. There's still some things we have to touch up and get back with some salt, with some areas that are starting to ice a little bit. But yeah, we're fully into the local streets now. And really this should, like I say, wrap up tomorrow night.
Also, and this one is important, people that live in Lansing must make sure that their sidewalks are completely cleared by midnight tonight. Looks like this neighborhood did a really good job on that, because if you don't have your sidewalks cleared by midnight, it could cost you $150. And while you're at it, also make sure that your fire hydrants are clear and visible so that fire crews can get to them easily if they need to. Here for you live in Lansing, Sarah Alsha, 6 News.